On February 18th, Assistant Chief McElvain with the Austin Police Department was stopped for speeding. He was doing 92 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone in the 9900 block of MoPac Boulevard. Chief McElvain was off duty at this time, driving his city vehicle out of town, and again, being in an on-call capacity, he was driving his city vehicle. He was stopped by a Austin police officer for speeding, and as you all know, and as the video shows, that officer, upon stopping him, issued him a warning and allowed him to go. And that has come to our attention last week, and as a result of the actions that occurred, I met with the officer who stopped Chief McElvain, and in a conversation I had with him about the incident, I explained to him that although I understood how uncomfortable that may be, stopping an assistant chief in that way, I asked him whether or not he would have handled that the same way if it were a citizen or somebody else, would they have received a warning. And the officer indicated that they would not have, so I let him know that he would need to issue a ticket to Chief McElvain because, again, we have to hold ourselves to the same standard as we would anybody else in this community. Given the fact that this occurred with a City of Austin vehicle, I also initiated an internal affairs investigation into the matter. The internal affairs investigation was conducted under APD policy and protocol. I consulted with the police monitor himself, discussed this incident, and that investigation is now closed. As you all know, we're only allowed to discuss discipline that rises to the level of a suspension or above. In this case, there was no suspension. However, the case was handled in accordance with our policy and with the oversight of the police monitor. I also took this as an opportunity to send a message out to the entire department, explaining to them the incident that occurred, the actions that I've taken, and the importance that we as a department hold ourselves accountable to the same level that we're holding the citizens of Austin accountable and those that we work with. And that although police officers have discretion, and we should have discretion, that we have to ensure that we're using that discretion in a reasonable and consistent manner, regardless of a person's individual characteristics or their occupation.
Chief, if this came to light to you because of the media, I mean, how can the public know that this isn't happening more often? How can you not know that this is happening more often?
I think if this were a more prevalent issue, if this warrants something to what I consider, a very infrequent activity, I think that we would be seeing a lot more complaints. Our cars are normally pretty recognizable as police cars, and I think that we would have citizens that would be calling in and reporting this if this were something they were seeing on a frequent basis. I do believe that this was an isolated incident.